It's the weekend. It's Mailbag. I'm joined this week by Liam and Keith. We're recording again on Saturday morning before the FA Cup Bournemouth game. Might not get it live until Sunday, so if anything's out of date because we've beaten Bournemouth 6-0, don't blame me. Bit of housekeeping to start. If you're watching on YouTube, please do give us a like, subscribe, share, or all of the above, whatever. And have a look at our Patreon. There's some extra bits on there, and I think we're going to be putting all the shows on there ad-free too for subscribers. And if Everton Photos is your thing, LauraGatesPhotoshop.com has got a discount code for the Blue Room. So it is TBR25, and I think you get 25% off. I think I'm right in saying that. So yeah, if you go on there, see some of Laura's photos and a book and all that, it's all really good. You get a discount with us. So there we go. Right, we will kick off with the hot topic, which this week is where are you sitting in the new ground? Liam, have you got yours yet? You haven't yet?
No, not getting mine until the 26th.
Oh, you're going to wait on you?
Yeah, but technically where I'm sitting first time is the South Stand. I'm going to test event. So
me too.
Quite looking forward to that. Yeah.
You going on
the Monday? Yeah.
Oh, sound. Me too. Matt's going as well.
Sound. We'll see you in there then.
Yeah, I can't wait. I really can't wait for that. So are you going to go? Yeah, it's going to be class. No one's going to be watching the match.
No.
Everyone's just going to be mincing around downstairs and just looking at the ground.
Yeah, how amazing is this? Yeah.
Yeah. Are you going to go South Stand then, or?
I don't know. The only thing I think I might have mentioned on another mailbag. The only thing we've got as a criteria is we don't want to sit by the away fans anymore because we've done our hard time in the park end next to them. I'm like, I've had enough of the last minute roar, and you're like that horrible feeling when you see the net rippling and you stay like these 500, I don't know, Bournemouth fans or whatever club it is cheering. It's just we've done enough of it. That's the only criteria.
Yeah. Speaking of 500 or so away fans, I think Bournemouth have taken the bottom bit of the Bullens today, and that's it. It could be a Luca Chianti 530 tickets have gone back scenario, but I've heard that they've only got the bottom part of the Bullens, so the very minimum away allocation. When you can take 6,000 to a cup game, that's proper timber.
Yeah, I've heard that. I've genuinely got like 1,500 when they could have like 4 times that, which is pretty disgusting, isn't it? It's a Saturday 3 o'clock. It's not like it's a Monday night. Someone, Peterborough have more than that on a Thursday night.
Exactly. There's no excuse. So they deserve dumping out the cup for that alone. Keith, where are you sitting?
Well, whatever's left by the time it gets round to it. I'm in the 8+ years bracket, so I could get mine early, but I've got to wait for our lad. So I'm waiting till the 5th of March. So it'll be the dregs by then. I reckon if there's anything, the corners at the South Stand, either side, if there's anything in them up in the gods, I'll probably take that for a year. Wait till everyone jibs it after a season, and then try and move a bit further down. But definitely upper. It's got to be upper. Just so you can
going in the lower. I've not seen anyone say they're going in any lower part of the ground.
No, I can't think of any.
And it is
good luck to them. Good luck to them in the mosh pit. I want the upper. Doesn't matter where in the ground because you can do the full 360, obviously, just so you've got that bar with a view down to the city.
Yeah, that's the one, isn't it?
Imagine how that sound that'll be going for a pint as soon as we go 1-0 down.
Yeah. Oh, yes. I mean, there's no excuse now, is there? You go 1-0 down, it's about 15 minutes before half time. You might as well go down and get a bevy.
Yeah.
As well.
But,
especially
I'm doing the south lower, right in the corner for the second test event. Depending on when they arrange it for, because I'm in Seville at the end of March, start of April, and they've said the test event's going to be end of March, start of April, so you can guarantee it's while I'm away.
Oh, 100%.
So I might end up sending someone to cosplay as me and take Jack in for a night. So if anyone's after a second test event because they enjoyed the first one so much, just let me know, and if it comes to pass, then we'll sort something out. But yeah, I'm the same as Liam. I sit lower Bullens 3 at the moment, so anywhere as far away from the away end as possible because it's nauseating. I can't do one more season of like 10 to 15 tin pot teams turning up and singing Football in a Library. It's
yeah.
doesn't me head in.
Tell you what, Leicester was satisfying though, wasn't it? Because we scored.
Their away end was honking, wasn't it? It was dreadful.
Yeah.
It was so bad. But yeah,
I couldn't understand them
very,
at
very
all.
pleasing.
I couldn't understand what they were doing. Like, you know, they were going, they were thinking about it being 2-0, like, we're fucking shit, we're going down. Like, you can be angry at players. You know, look, I'm a park ender, part of the course, but during the course of the game, you just kind of get behind. Especially, I know they were 2-0 down, but they were still in the game, weren't they?
Yeah,
it was tragic, wasn't it? I think they did their first, we've got the ball, we've lost the ball after about 25 minutes. And that's just get yourselves home.
Yeah, I don't understand. I mean, it might just be because I'm an angry owl get, but I can't understand anyone having good humour when they're getting beat.
No, I'm hideous. I was at Wolves away last season with our Jack, and like there was none of that. There was absolutely no gallows humour whatsoever. Everyone's just snarling everything.
Yeah, it's just impossible at the game for me because it gets you so angry while you're afterwards. Like when it's over and you collect yourself a little bit, you can have a laugh about it then. But during the game, I just don't see the funny side at all.
It's how it should be. You should be vile about it.
Yeah, definitely. The hot topic question. Foxy said in the dugout, check his under-9s record. Step aside, Moyes. Foxy it's his first season in Saturday League Kids football management. He's absolutely killing it, and I think he's getting like 1-0, 2-1 wins every week. He's dicing it. He's dicing his way to success.
Love that.
That's Moyes. So 203, 2-1 wins.
Oh, it is, isn't it? Yeah, it's
yeah.
Moyes V.1. Yeah. Paula says he's in the Upper South. Might see you there because I think that's where we're going. Defecting. Johnny 80 said Upper East. And Jack Sharp said Block 206, Upper Southwest corner. That sounds like a good spec to me. That.
See that? Yeah, that's one of the ones I'm looking at. If there's anything left.
Just on this. Right, I've got to find this question. I put all the questions in this morning, and I don't even know what order they're in. Right, one from Maggie. Okay, so picture this. You finally got to your seat. You brand new seat to the ground. You're comfy. Your heart is full of hope. And then the worst person in the world sits behind you. This is a very legitimate concern for me. Could be a legitimate concern for people who are sat behind me as well, because I might be the worst person in the world at the game. I don't know. But it's a bit of a nightmare scenario, this, isn't it, for anyone who's getting new seats in the new ground, or even when you're just getting a new season ticket. You don't want to be sat by some bad, snarling knobhead, really. Yeah. I mean, I think Matt mentioned this, and he said there should be an amnesty, like after season 1, that if anyone wants to move seats, like you said, Keith, when people gibber, because it probably will happen, won't it? People will go for the fit. I mean, my dad's talking about this. He won't, but he's talking about it. The people will go for the first season and think, oh, fuck it, not going back. But yeah, I think there should be maybe an amnesty where you can change seats.
Can you imagine though? That you've sat next to this fella all year, you've had a miserable time, without realizing that he at the same time hates you and has a miserable time. You both take up the amnesty, and you end up sat next to each other in the new section. Rock up at the first game of the season, bright sunshine, it's shorts to the match in August. You sit down and you just, oh no.
But would you give it the friendly, all right, mate, fancy seeing you here?
They'll let anyone in here. Maggie has a great sort of imagination paintbrush for displaying the worst possible scenarios in life, and I love her for it.
Yeah. Well, she said they might stink, they might just have terrible opinions. How do you cope for the rest of the season?
It might be the Brewdog bald.
Oh God, can you imagine that?
Can you imagine sitting next to him for a year?
Of all like bad balls, is he the worst one? He is, isn't
he? He's the worst human being on the planet.
Yeah, true.
Like by a comfortable distance. So he also, by default, wraps up the worst bald title.
And for anyone who might be offended, there is a difference between being bald and having no hair. It's fine to have no hair, but if you've got no hair and you're bald, it's a totally different matter.
Bald is a way of life.
It's not a good way of life either.
Don't be bald, be hairless.
Exactly. By way of coping strategies, I think just I don't know, put your AirPods in or something. I don't know. Just have to.
You can always try and like plant something on them, couldn't you? And like tip off a steward.
Yeah.
Drop a flare in his coat pocket. Hey, Dad, he's got pyro in. Get him out.
Or just light it.
Yeah.
That's another way to do it as well, I suppose. We've got more on the ground and associated bits of the ground. So, like last week, people have picked up on the hot topics, and this probably should have been a hot topic, but I couldn't think of one. So it's about queuing for obvious reasons. That fan park is something else, by the way, isn't it? It's still in bulk at that video.
It's the pride.
Steve Rotherham's hair.
Yeah.
It's an incredible barn at that.
Well, he's brushed his hair with a toffee apple.
Do you remember what Stamp called him when he called him the 8th Beatle?
Oh, God. That's incredible.
That was the worst time to take a drink of coffee.
But it was just such a good nickname. Here he is, the 8th Beatle.
On the very distant chance that you're listening to this, please, Stamp, come back. We miss you. We love you. We just want to know you're okay.
I knew him when I was a kid. Like, I went to school with him as a young lad. Can't divulge anymore. And, I miss him. I miss his... I feel like Everton started really going downhill when he bailed it. That was when the real decline started.
Oh,
yeah. Once the Everton jogging men were off the scene.
The Everton jogging man.
For anyone who doesn't know Stamp on Twitter, I don't know if you can retrospectively look back and find him.
No, all his stuff's gone.
Oh, he was just the best thing on Twitter, and if ever we need him, it's now.
Yeah,
Liam, I reckon you'd come back for that. Yeah, remember when he put up like that he'd been a director of like a commercial for Tesco when it was Christmas because people were saying it was too diverse. And he just said, "Oh, we had a load of like Caucasian kids who turned up and like they were defecating in the corners and stuff." And he just ended up. He put out this stuff, and all like these right wing people jumped on it for weeks. And just ended up tweeting my notifications are a very dark place.
I remember it. Do you remember? I can't remember what the original thing was, but he put out something that had everyone kicking off for about 3 or 4 days. And then he just changed his whole account to like a NHL fan. And he's like, "Hi guys, hockey here."
Yeah. I think was it because we lost the derby? And he's going, "I don't know anything about football because I'm from Wisconsin, but that Lukaku's an ass after the Mali derby."
Ready for some red hot hockey chat.
Yeah. The Dale Fayu one was a belter as well. Where he had the press on strings and everything with that, didn't he? With the misplaced decimal point for the Dale Fayu.
Yeah.
Oh, incredible.
People go, "But Martinez speaks Spanish, you'd have known."
Yeah. Right. Back to queuing. Foxy's asked, what would you spend 15 minutes in the rain queuing for? Also, have you worked out you get into the new Everton Stadium route? That's a good question. I'm definitely not going via Sandhills, put it that way. What would spend 15 minutes in the rain queuing for?
Oasis tickets.
Yeah, I reckon I'd queue for quite a lot of things. If it was 15 minutes in the rain, it's not that bad.
No.
16, you can fuck off. But 15, yeah.
Quarter of an hour's fine. Anything after that, it's excessive.
Yeah. Greg's brekkie at motorway services because they always put the Gregs outside the actual services. So you can stand in the rain if it's pissing it down.
This is true. That I've never noticed that, but it is, isn't it? Yeah. It's always outside.
I don't know why they do it. There's a couple that are in, but most of them is a little shack outside. Yeah. It's like they're not seen as fit to go next to Chosen Noodle and Burger King.
Very weird.
Like a lesser vendor.
I think Greg's choose that's like, well, people see it immediately. And right, because when you go into a service and there's loads of different things to choose on, they just go, you know what, come here, get a Greg's in and out.
Yeah.
To be on to something there.
Where I work, we've got an office in Luton. I know, it's great. On an industrial estate there, and the only thing we've got is a Greg's, like, nearby to get food. So I have actually done a triple Greg's in one day. I've had Greg's for brekkie, dinner and tea. And let me tell you, you feel horrific after it. It's not good. Would not recommend at all.
3 shades of beige.
Oh God, horrific. I thought I was at like Central Station in the morning getting my sausage batch with brown sauce and cup of tea. Brilliant. Here we go. Set myself up for the day. And then when I got there, I saw the only thing was a Greg's, and I knew it was there till about 6 o'clock at night. Oh God, yeah, wasn't good. Right, route to the new ground. I reckon, I mean, this is a bold statement and we'll be fine in summer, but I reckon walk from Moorfields is probably going to be the one. Unless there's a shuttle bus from somewhere, because I'm not going to Sandhills.
Les, we need to figure out some kind of boat route, you and I, for the... I've emigrated over to the Oblong a few years ago.
We do.
Let's get like a Pleasure Peninsula party boat going over. Keith,
you
can get the train over, just get on the boat if you want, because the boat might be the best part of the day.
Flares.
Yeah.
I said this for like when they first announced the ground and whatnot, when they started building it, get in at the ground level before anyone else does. Hovercraft from New Brighton.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we did, it could start at North Wales.
Yeah, so literally work its way along, couldn't it?
Get some of the North Wales lads in, Holyhead, all real.
The coastal route.
And then, that's the one.
Hovercraft just bopping up the coast for all the, I mean, there's money in that. Someone will do it.
Anyone knows North Wales lads when we lose, though, on like a Tuesday night and on the hovercraft in the dark.
Taking 2.5 hours to get home in the hovercraft.
If anyone knows where we can get a knock-off second-hand hovercraft, let us know. We this could be a goer.
Yeah.
We'll get the Blue Routes, put some money into it, maybe.
Yeah. I think mine's just going to be...
Bridewell.
What's that?
Sorry, it could be like the next Bridewell or Pen Factory or Denby, couldn't it? They could have it as like their next thing. They could have a bar in the hovercraft.
There you go, yeah.
Love that.
Yeah. Right.
Speaking of, that'll be my my match day routine's nice and simple. It will be pints in the esteemed Denby Castle beforehand, our lovely sponsors, and then we will walk up. Flusky reckons we can do it at a brisk clip, flat 20 minutes, cutting through Costco car park.
Yeah, I think it says half an hour, doesn't it, on the map?
It says half an hour, but Google Maps lies. Anyway. And it takes you around the houses as well. It doesn't recognise straight route through Costco car park as a legitimate form of transport, which is outrageous, really.
Yeah. That's the one,
it's going to be hell on earth for anyone trying to like go and buy a pizza and a new set of tyres on a Saturday afternoon, isn't it? Thousands of us traipsing through the car park. Or the famous Mighty Ducks Flying V on the Voy scooters down the dock road.
Well, speaking of
are we allowed to take them into the no drive zone?
That's gone down well, hasn't it?
Yeah. What I found mad was, though, it's like, I think one of the gaffs around there, the big one that's like Duke Street Market with the comedy club in. They're kicking off.
Blackstock. Blackstock are not happy at all, are they?
No, I can understand it, like, because, you've had 5 years to work this out, and then suddenly they're saying people can't park at any time of the week. It's a bit mad, isn't it? It's like...
Yeah. Unilaterally as well.
It's not just match day.
No, it's like it's a no parking zone, like 7 days a week, 12 hours a day.
Oh, I had no idea. That's a bit bit hideous, that, isn't it?
Yeah, it's crazy. Just speaking of the scooters, Maggie's asked who else in the Blue Room, including Matt? Oh, not including Matt, sorry, because is gonna get injured first by scooting from the pub to the game. If I had the balls to go on one of those scooters, it would definitely be me, because I just do not mix with two wheels. So count me out because I'm never doing it.
I don't think I've done two-wheel transport since I was about 14 and last had a bike. So we'll see how that goes. It could be, especially after if you've had a skin full beforehand. It could be dangerous. So yeah, I think the DAS will be the ones at danger.
Yeah, defo. Liam, would you go on a scooter?
I was gonna say Keith, because I'm like you. I know my own limitations and my own like propensity for like bad accidents and stuff like that. So I just kind of avoid stuff where I go, well, that's inevitably gonna be a nightmare. So I know it's a shit house answer, but that's why I think Keith's braver than me and you, and he might be the man who'll think this is fine.
I might just get a backie off Matt, or what is it you look got a takey or
it's a backie.
It's a backie, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a backie. You're outnumbered there, Liam. Sorry.
I've lost tobacco, but listen, it is what it is.
Tobacco?
No, it's tobacco, isn't it, Backy? That's what I thought it was.
Backy can be many things.
Yeah, that would have been my take, but I'll defer to you, gents.
you are a gentleman. More queuing conundrums now. Matt, what's the longest you've ever queued for anything?
Actually, Everton. Do you remember when they did that thing where Blue Bill thought it'd be great the Villarreal tickets would go on sale to everyone on general sale, not season ticket holders?
I don't remember that. Is that how it went? Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, they went, all Evertonians get a chance. There's no like window. It's everyone man for themselves. And I was lucky because my summer between college and uni, so I was just off. And my dad rang me because I was like just at home. I think I was in bed. And my dad went, listen, you've got to get down the ground to be able to get your ticket. My granddad come and gave me a lift. I didn't even shower. I just threw a t-shirt on and just legged down the ground. And it was the Park End box office, and the queue where I started by St. Luke's. It was a glorious day. Actually, but it was all the way, because it was like 2005, so they were like, they had the internet ticketing, but it was quite rudimentary. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't as sophisticated as it is now. Yeah, they just did this thing, and like everyone was queuing, but everyone was being reasonable about it. And like, if you needed to go to the toilet or go and grab a drink or something, people going, yeah, you can get your space back and stuff. But I must have been there 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah, I mean, I can beat that. Let me take you back to 1995 for the FA Cup final. Didn't have a season ticket at the time because it was I had a Saturday job basically, so I couldn't go. So I just went to games when I could. And everyone knows the story. The queues were like round the streets outside Goodison, like winding up and down the streets. Literally got there 10 o'clock at night. I think we got off at 11 o'clock the next morning, ticketless.
Jesus.
So it was like queued for a good 13 hours overnight and still didn't get a ticket. It was pretty grim. And particularly because they changed the rules at some point and said I think one person could get 4 tickets. When it was up until that point, it was one person, 1 ticket. So me, my dad, and my mate all went together and queued. And that was pretty horrific. And
it's like on The Simpsons, isn't it? When the guy goes, can I have 30,000 tickets during homeless queues overnight in a sleeping bag? And then the fella front just buys all the tickets on tip.
It was exactly like that, to be fair. Keith? Queuing
probably customs or immigration at Charles de Gaulle Airport, which is, in my esteemed ranking, the worst airport in the whole planet. It's dreadful. And I've got to admire them because they are very, very French about it. They just do not give a shit that they are ruining your life.
Probably made up about it, if anything.
They almost seem quite happy about it.
Yeah.
And I've got to salute that level of Frenchness about them. But yeah, it was flying back from Tokyo, and obviously you've been on a 13-hour flight and you land and the queue was about 5.5 hours it took me to get through immigration. So obviously missed my connecting flight back onto Aberdeen after that, and it was just dreadful.
I mean, your end destination being Aberdeen is quite a kick in the nuts.
I mean, that was less than ideal. So I lived up up in the Highlands almost at that time when I was working on the rigs. So used to scoot off all over the world, and flying back from Tokyo, land at Charles de Gaulle, and it was just a heaving sea of humanity.
Yeah.
I think they had like one person checking everyone through.
Like to have people queuing there for 5 hours, that's a choice, isn't it? That's not like an accident.
Someone's made that choice.
Yeah.
I can't fault them for it. It was, I mean, at the time it was hideous, but looking back, quite funny. But Charles de Gaulle Airport is the pits of international travel. If they ever start long haul flights to and from hell, there will be an exact replica of Terminal 2F of Charles de Gaulle on the banks of the River Styx.
Yeah, defo. I'm going to Paris next month, but we're going Eurostar, so thankfully swerving Charles de Gaulle.
Good shout. Best way to do it. We went.
There's got to be so many train cans, so many.
We went November, but we flew. I got quite lucky because we did the stupidly early and stupidly late flights. Because they're about 20 quid ahead, and so you put yourself through hell getting out of bed at like 2 a.m. to make your flight, but it's worth it because you don't have to queue as long at the other end.
Yeah,
playing a long game there.
I had a nightmare getting to Paris actually. Me and Emma, I took Emma as a birthday present a few years ago, and we were due to fly out at 7 o'clock on Friday night from Liverpool, and the flight got cancelled as we were queuing. So we had to go and queue for a replacement. Ended up having to get this bus to Luton and then go on the Saturday morning. Absolute nightmare. Jesus. But the reason it come to my mind was, by my standards, I put my foot in my mouth in a brilliant way. So we're talking to these two people in the queue in front of us, like this couple. And I was just like, we were just talking, and I just said something along the lines of, "I'll be dead cliche to propose in Paris, wouldn't it?" And then all the colour drains out of this fella's face. Right. And he's like on the phone trying to get a flight from Birmingham. And I actually bumped into him in town the next week. I've only ever seen him twice. And I was like, "Did you propose?" He was like, yeah. But like,
okay, now
I just said it like off the cuff, just like, it'd be a bit cliche, that, wouldn't it? I've never seen someone go so white in all my life.
Christ, got his poker face there, then, yeah. Well, mate.
Yeah, so I've done worse, I think, maybe, but I just try not to have conversations in these situations anymore because I'm just liable to ruin anything.
It's for the best. Christ.
I wonder if they're still together.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe did he propose to her? Or did he just jib her off?
Yeah, I bumped into him and he said he proposed to her.
Oh, okay.
And we got a minivan to Luton because they said they were going to get a coach, and I ended up sat next to a suitcase the entire time and had no tea. Because Emma was like, "Just go for a quick wee when we stopped off at the services. Don't get any food because we need to get to Luton." And then everyone else got a Mackey's, and I was just sat there like waiting for food. It's horrible.
Devastating. That is grim. Speaking of grim, Mike's asked, "How would you pass the time at Sandhills?"
Cut Steve Rotherham's hair.
Yeah, that's one with a knife and fork. It's gonna be just snarling and moaning, isn't it?
Yeah.
Even if
the thing is, it's going to take you about a good 15 minutes in the crowd to walk to Sandhills after the match, possibly up to 20. For that length of time, get that brisk clip down the Dock Road, get yourself to Moorfield instead.
Just get into town. Get into town, innit?
It's just going to be like, I can't see any logic behind actually using Sandhills. Obviously, like, I'm lucky in the situation that I don't need to get particularly close to the ground. I know there's going to be some people who do, and I feel tight on them. I don't think they've thought through the whole accessible parking sort of thing. Apparently, there's some sort of shuttle bus plans. Like somebody tweeted it the other day, didn't they? They're going to get a shuttle bus from town, but I don't think they've really thought any of that side of it through.
It all
up the Dock Road as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Can you imagine trying to get a shuttle bus down there on a match day?
Yeah. That's it. They've had 5 years to plan this. Like, I know we say like messing about, but a ferry terminal would have been a very viable option. Like, to do that. Because the parking they got over our side, there's loads of places to park and then get a ferry over. It would have been like a good option. And then
do you think they'll have something like that for when the Euros come? I reckon by that point they'll have done something like that, and they'll do boat trips from town.
Yeah.
I think it will get better, but I think we'll just be using guinea pigs for a couple of years to find out what works and what doesn't.
Oh yeah,
what gets me on Sandhills is just one platform, isn't it? I know it's got you get on either side, but just literally one tiny platform. And they're expecting to kettle 40 people through it.
It is a tiny train station. Yeah,
you look at the footprint; they can't really do anything else with it. They can't expand it. Can't make it any bigger. So they're sort of playing devil's advocate here. I mean, what else could they do beyond those barriers? There's not really much you can do. Maybe stick a big tarp over the top, keep everyone dry.
I think some over the top is the main thing, isn't it? Just Just
you look at the fan zone.
You're on the sea.
Yeah. You look at the actual fan zone. We've got a Goodison. They've got that sort of tent thing that goes over the bar that keeps maybe about 20 people dry at best at any one time. Stick a couple of them up.
Imagine how pissed off you're going to feel when we've just been beat at home on a Wednesday night. You've been sat on row 3. It's pissed down to you soaking wet anyway. And then you've got a queue in that. Pretty
lost in the last minute as well.
Yeah.
So horrible. You couldn't get off at 2-0 down.
Yeah, to someone's first goal for a club who hasn't scored in 30 games and inevitably has just got his only goal.
And it's Newcastle as well.
Yeah.
Just on I think this is our last queuing question. People will be thankful for. Maggie, how will you personally cope with the big queue? Big red Steve's big maze of doom. Not go there. I think my coping strategy.
Trademark that.
Swerve it.
Yeah. I think that's the coping strategy, is to not use Sandhills. If you have to use Sandhills, I apologise. You have my deepest sympathies. And if you change your mind and come to town and just walk into town, I'll buy you a pint in the fabulous Denby Castle.
Just you end up like that pub where Forest won 7-0 there, Keith, and everyone, thousands of people go, I walked because of Keith, and Keith has to buy thousands of pints.
just say it's true. I'll just start a tab. Start with a tab.
I'm just thinking about walking to town, right? What's the best sort of loop train solution? Because I think you walk to James Street because you've obviously only got one stop then. But the queue at James Street could be massive. Plus the train could be full by the time it gets to James Street.
Yeah, you better go on Moorfields.
So it's Moorfields the one then? Because it's
if you're walking and getting the train straight back over the water, Moorfields is the one. Just do the little loop, Lime Street Central, and then back into James Street, and you can sit there in your seat, really smug at all the people who have gone straight to James Street.
Or Lime Street could be one, because not many people. I don't think many people are going to go to Lime Street to get the Wirral line back.
Yeah, it's an extra hike though, isn't it?
It's the second stop along. Yeah, I don't know.
Do you know what though? Do you know one thing though? Is at James Street you can get on twice, can't you? Because it stops at James Street when it comes in, and then goes back out via James Street on the loop.
So go over the other side.
Yeah. So what might be an idea is, what they might start doing, it wouldn't surprise me, is, do you know when they have engineering works and they just stop and start at James Street? They might on match days just put extra trains on that just start at James Street to beat the queue. So to keep the queue managed. That makes sense. Because
there would be an idea.
Give Big Red Steve a bell. This could,
because they've got as well. You think about it, what they could do is they could open up that entrance that they open in the week. Do that really nice one where you walk downstairs, down the slope in James Street. If they open that up, that's off the Dock Road. That would probably, you think about it, that's off the Dock Road. So for people walking, keep that open. Start, just say an hour either side of kickoff, whatever. You just got a couple of extra services starting. Probably fine.
That would make far too much sense.
Yeah. And on Red Steve, I've just had an idea to come to me. He could be how we shelter everyone. We just take that wig off his head and use that as the tarpaulin over the
Just stretch it out.
Yeah, just stretch it out and everyone just gets under his wig.
Honestly, I'm never quite getting past that haircut. It's incredible. Right, some questions on crisps. These are the ones we've been waiting for. Right, here we go. Warren first. What's your favourite flavour crisp? Now, because we've got 2 questions on crisps, Warren did say we could go with the Mailbag snack for this, but I'm not going to. Strictly crisp for this one. Mailbag snack for the next one. So, favourite flavour crisp, Keith?
So I've got a new one that's developed in the last sort of 6 months or so. Is Burts of Devon. Their roast beef flavour are outrageous. Absolutely incredible crisps. It was for years. My favourite for years was probably. Do you remember the old Brannigan's ham and mustard?
Oh God, they were good. They had a little kid, didn't they? That mustard kid.
They were the gear.
Oh,
they were a great crisp.
God,
no.
Even had like a posh bag, didn't he?
Yeah, with the fella, on with a mustache and the paper bag, weren't they?
Yeah. Oh God, they were belters.
They were a good crisp. I'm just a fan of crisps all round. Like, I think they're a great filler. If you're bored, if you're hungry, if you've got some time to kill, crisps. If you need a snack while you're driving, crisps. You come in from a night out, there's nothing. You can't be arsed cooking. Like, you don't want you didn't get a takeaway. You wanted to beat the queues, get a taxi, get home. But then you get home and you find you're hungry. Crisps.
Yeah.
Crisps are good for all situations.
Imagine not having a butty with crisps. Oh, I just got a sandwich. What do you mean? What crisps did you get? You get a crisp?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like...
Yeah, just have a butty and then stop. No crisps after. What are you doing with your life? Have some crisps.
And accompaniments as well. Yeah.
Do you reckon we could get some sort of additional crisp sponsorship deal here?
I think Mailbag needs a crisp sponsorship. Yeah.
Yes.
You know those like the championship sides where they got the sponsor above the name and the sponsor at the base of the back and the sponsor on the shorts. We need a short sponsor from a crisp company.
You think
so
about
if anyone makes crisps,
Les could do Salt and Les Roberts instead of Salt and Lineker, like Walkers in the 90s.
Yeah, I'm happy to do that. I'll haul my name out to anything. It's fine. Favorite flavour crisp, Liam?
Sorry, I spoke with Keith there. Yeah, I'm gonna say as a flavour salt and vinegar because it goes across different flavours of crisp. That makes sense. They're like specific crisp I prefer, but if you're looking for a safe bet, most types of crisp, someone is salt and vinegar, you're not gonna go there bad, are you?
No. Yeah, I agree.
Pretty versatile in it.
Yeah, I do like a good plain as well. To be honest.
Yeah, like a McCoy salted or something lovely.
Feel a bit boring saying that. Like
the older I get, the more I enjoy a plain crisp.
Yeah, it is good. I remember like years ago, my dad used to put salt on ready salted crisps. So
remember
I'm not talking salt and shake. I'm talking like packed of Walkers, more salt.
Salt and shake. Do you remember salt and shake with a little blue packet?
There was never enough salt in it though.
No.
Never quite worked. Nice idea, but they did flavoured ones as well for a time, didn't they? Do you remember? This may have been a very sort of mid-80s thing, but they did flavoured salt and shake for a bit. Can't remember what flavours.
Do Nabsies ones with the red magic. I know you get them on chips, but imagine if they're just like plain crisp, but with like...
Oh, can you imagine that red dust in a bag of crisps?
Yeah.
Yes. All day. Nabsies, if you're listening, start doing crisps.
Sponsor Mailbag. Answer to this. Dale said pickled onion Seabrooks. She also cheese and onion Seabrooks. Seabrooks is a shout.
That pickled onion is a wild shout for your favourite flavour.
Yeah, it's
dark.
Yeah, I think
I'm sorry, that's a last bag in the multi-pack, and you've got no other choice flavour.
Yeah.
Prawn cocktail all day for me, that. Cannot stand prawn cocktail.
I'm with you, Les. Can't stand that.
Yeah. And Chris said curry sauce McCoys.
I need to try them. They look boss.
They look amazing, yeah.
Oh, tell you what, right? While we're on McCoys, just before we go on to the next crisp question, the McCoy salt and vinegar is a solid 8 out of 10 crisp. You're never going wrong, right?
Yeah. It's an Idrissa Gana Gay of crisps.
You used to get from wholesalers. You couldn't buy it in like a corner shop or anything, but from the wholesalers, you could get salt and vinegar McCoys with a hint of chili.
Oh,
right.
Oh, yes.
I swear to God, these were like 11 out of 10. It was just your standard McCoy salt and vinegar, but spicy.
Understand that. Little bit of heat.
Yeah, beautiful. I don't think they do them anymore, and it makes me really sad.
Just been snatched away. There's no need for
Yeah.
that. I'm kind of glad I never tasted them because I'd be where you are now. Yeah.
We used to be a country, woke and all stuff like that. Look what Starmer's done to us.
Oh, look what woke took from us.
Yeah, definitely. Can't even have a bit of heat on your salt and vinegar now. Pathetic. Chris, if the new ground only sold crisps, what crisp would you want them to sell? Very strange that we got 2 crisp questions, but I'm here for it.
Yeah.
I'm going to include maize-based snacks in this. And Pringles, because they're not crisps either, technically, but them as well.
I would agree with that. I think Keith's on some with the heat, so I actually thought about this. How about chili sensations? Because you're not alienating anyone who's veggie or something like that. They're quite classy crisp, and everyone likes them. So that will be my choice.
Yeah, it's a good choice. Paprika Pringles, easy for me to say. They're also belters.
I like that. Yeah, they're versatile. Or if we want a bit of continental flair, how about those ham-on lays that you get on holiday?
Oh yeah, holiday crisps.
She's away just now. She's in Portugal just now. I'm desperate for her to bring me back loads of crisps. That was her only instruction. When you come back, bring back crisps. So I can't wait to see what she digs up. We might have a crisp show next week. Just a whole hour dedicated to crisps.
I think we should. I'm all on board for that. Yeah,
Let's have a World Cup of crisps. Do like knockout rounds, and we get like a bag of each, and like people taste them and give their opinions. Do it live.
Someone did that on Twitter years ago. I think it was that Richard Osman biff.
Yeah,
and something like What's It's one.
Yeah,
and I was just like, don't get me wrong, I like a bag of What's It's, but it's nowhere. You can't be having that winning the World Cup.
No,
it's like that time Greece won the Euros. Great for them, but it's just crap for the rest of us.
Yeah. That was he properly. It was a good idea, but he totally flopped it, didn't he? It was crap.
Oh, he loved it. He loved a World Cup of
him.
The big centrist star.
Bring back Worcester sauce. Worcester sauce French fries used to be belted. I don't know if you can still get them.
Yeah,
can you?
Yeah. No, they were a shout. French fries. They weren't even maize based, were they? What were they made out of?
Polystyrene, I think. Very nice.
Hollow, maybe. It's like hollow plastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's got to be a shelf of pickled onion monster munch as well. Because they're just.
See, I'm flaming hot when it comes to Monster Munch.
Flaming hot. I mean, any Monster Munch. Pickled onion Monster Munch on white bread is a belter.
A Monster Munch multi-pack is probably the best multi-pack you can get.
I have a shameful So sorry, I think I'm on delay, so I spoke over Keith. I was going to say I have a shameful admission. I've never eaten Monster Munch.
What? Never?
Oh.
Were you never a child, Liam?
I was a fussy child.
Right, on the crisp show next week, crisps bracket maize-based snacks. We'll get Liam has to get a multi-pack of Monster Munch and try them and rate them out of 10.
I think this, definitely.
I'd listen to a podcast about crisps. I'm not arsed. I think it'd be great.
I'll tell you what, genuinely, let's do that in the summer when there's no Everton to talk about.
We'll have crisp chat.
Yeah, but we'll do it live with pints as well.
Yes.
Oh,
right. with the pub crisp protocol where you all buy a bag, you put them in the middle of the table and rip them open along the seams, and everyone just digs in.
On Twitter who kind of discovered socialism through that very medium. He saw the
that was
crisp like that. I'm like,
It was Rob Vera's brother after
Was it?
the game on the first game of the season. Because we were in this was back on the Denby. We were in Rigby's at the time, out in the courtyard, and Rigby's didn't do crisps. Fuck no! Why were we drinking in a pub that didn't do crisps? So I went into the lady man, grabbed like 6 bags, chucked them on the table. Everyone just got them all open, and Rob's brother was just like, "What the fuck are you guys doing?" Yeah, this is socialism.
Yeah, this is
Crisp communism.
I didn't realise it was Seb Vera. Amazing. Laura has asked, get AI to create the cringiest Everton-related written content you can think of. So basically, the reason for this one was I do a newsletter for work, and I've done the intro a little bit on like DeepSeek versus ChatGPT. So I got both to write me a little intro for the newsletter. It's aimed at small business owners, and it was just the worst thing I'd ever read in my life. One of them, the DeepSeek version, because it wants to be about small business news, spoke about Rishi Sunak's spring budget as just frozen petrol duty. The last time Rishi Sunak was Chancellor was 2022. I think we've had 3 other Chancellors since then and 3 Prime Ministers, one of which is Rishi Sunak. So, I mean, it was completely out of date, but it was just toe curling in the tone as well. So I asked ChatGPT, can you explain in 60 words why Everton is the team that plays beautiful football? It's 60 words of complete lies. Everton's football combines passion, fluid attacking play, and the fearless spirit. Their rich history includes legends like Howard Kendall's side, known for stylish, dominant performances. That's fair. The club values creativity, from Rooney's flair to Rodriguez's vision. Goodison Park's electrifying atmosphere fuels their dynamic approach, making Everton a team that embrace beautiful, entertaining football with heart. Actually, not that bad. It ticks a couple of boxes. DeepSeek asked the same thing. Everton is renowned for its commitment to attractive attacking football, blending technical skill, creativity, and teamwork. Historically, the club has embraced a stylish, possession-based style, has it? Often prioritising flair and fluidity. Under managers like Howard Kendall and Carlo Ancelotti, I mean, caveat, some of the stuff we played under Carlo Ancelotti was grim. Everton has showcased a blend of grit and elegance, earning admiration for their entertaining and aesthetically pleasing approach to the game. That's just a load of shite, that, isn't it? That's like, just, yeah. So, take away from that, AI is crap. What's the best Everton lookalike? This is from the Good Times Everton podcast. Can recommend. Is it Francis Gomez looking like Bill Clinton? I am still not quite over this.
It's uncanny. It's terrifying, isn't it?
Yeah. So there's Francis Gomez. Here's Bill Clinton. Same fella.
This is great.
Penn's question. Which Everton player would you most like to train with? Any advice you give them? So this is on the back of someone telling Mikalenko in the comments on Instagram to practice his crossing. It was fair enough. But anyway, shooting practice with Michael Keane for me. Because if you're training,
not a player.
The only fun thing anyway. So
not a player, but I'd like to train with Leighton Baines. Just go for a coffee and just like mooch about on the beach and take some photos and whatnot.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
All right, it's a better way to spend a Saturday than we do most weeks.
It is definitely.
Although saying that, he's on the first team staff now, isn't he?
He's on the touchline now. Yeah, so that's that option could have been cruelly snatched away from us all. Liam.
I actually thought about this. It actually helped someone who's obviously a better footballer than I've ever been, but just go out with Dwight McNeil, just make him use his right foot every week. And just be like, you're going to learn how to use your right foot, mate, because we can't have this just chopping in field because you can't pass a ball 5 yards.
Yeah, that picture of Dwight McNeil, the last one he posted in hospital, was very concerning. How much like a bag of boiled shite did he look there?
Didn't look well, did he?
Didn't look well at all. He looked like he had radiation poison or something.
Been Litvinenko.
There you go. There's another Everton lookalike.
Having that one. Right, quick one-word answer to this one. Mike Blakey's asked Simmons and Gerrard or Myra?
Myra.
Yeah, it's unanimous. Right, couple more. Maggie said she demands a Max cameo. Please and thank you.
Maxie,
Once again, one for the Patreon listeners. Sorry about this.
there you go. Max cameo for the people. Here is the golden boy, TM.
What a boy.
He's a good boy.
Of all the dogs.
We do miss him.
Good lad.
He is.
He's a good lad. We're off for a big walk after this, aren't we, mate? Hey? We're going to go for a big walk and get a coffee. So there you go, Max cameo.
I might finally get my wife to watch Mailbag now. There's a dog in it. When it's football and random questions, she's like not as infused. Now there's a dog. She's like, get it on.
Can't think why. Next one from Stu. If you had to describe your own experiences of supporting Everton to someone that's been asleep for the last 30 years, what would you say? I sent him the Gattuso clip because that basically covers it for me.
Yeah. A test of human endurance.
Yeah.
A psyop.
It doesn't even have to be the last 30 years. It could be the last 10. It's bad enough.
The last 10 years of Everton has been dystopian.
Oh.
The last five has been
the fact that it's been bookended by Moyes as well is just mad. It's like it suddenly feels like, what was the point of all that? Honestly,
it is.
Why did we go?
It is that whole. It's the whole Thanos from What's your name clip where he says you couldn't live with your failure, and where did that bring you? Back to me. David Moyes is Thanos essentially, because we couldn't live with our failures any longer, so we're back to Moyes.
That is basically it.
I also feel a little bit bad now about, excuse me, the Stuck with Moyes Man United songs.
It was a good song, though, wasn't it?
Speaking of them, I bet they wish they were stuck with him right now, because good God, they're up. Did you watch the game last night?
I didn't see it. I was catching up with it on WhatsApp.
One of the worst games of football I've ever seen in my life.
The most offside goal ever?
Yeah. Well, there was 6 of them offside, and the linesman's just gone, yeah, no, go for it. It's all right. VAR will pick it up. And then he sort of went, oh, no. Oh, no. And then by that point, it was too late to flag because the referee's already blown for full time.
Mad.
But,
yeah, it was.
I mean, Leicester getting crushing disappointment and then missing the last train back to Leicester from Manchester on a Friday night. All for it.
Heartwarming stuff. Yeah. You know,
all for it.
Yeah. It's just that goal was crazy. It was so offside.
It was like it's like not even like it's debatable, is it? You just look at it and go, well, they're offside.
Yeah, exactly.
Look at it. Or if you looked at it, you're like, are they defending that? Because they're that far ahead. Like, is that a Leicester set piece? Because United's so far ahead.
Oh, it's just bizarre.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is like the officials just leaning on VAR and then suddenly like, oh shit, we haven't got it, have we?
Yeah.
JK, what is your favourite and least favourite Everton thing apart from us being shite? Kits for me.
Yeah,
love an Everton kit.
You do like a kit, don't you? You are
love an Everton kit.
Aficionado of kits.
The Castor thing's really taking the shine off it. So that's kind of my least favourite thing at the minute as well.
Well, that's your favourite, Andy. There you go.
Yeah.
Streamlined, beautiful. I'd say my favourite thing is Ocelot, the routine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Rather than the actual football. I've met some of the best people that I've ever met in my life through Everton. Friends for life through Everton. And I can't see like a downside to that. Least favourite is the ball boys. Shite. Get rid of them.
Yeah. The laziest set of individuals ever, the Everton ball boys.
I'm so glad you didn't see the one at Arsenal last season because there was one and he was sat by the away fans and he had an Everton trackie on, but he was clearly a lad from London because he lifted up his trackie and he had an Arsenal shirt on underneath his top. And he got moved by the stewards. But he was towards the park end. I was so glad he wasn't towards the Gladders because they'd have just gone him. They'd have just, like, someone had just gone, no, I'm having him. And it was like, even people in the park end were like kicking off to where they're normally a bit tame on certain things. Like, what's going on there? And he just like pulled his shirt up to the Arsenal fans. Dead weird.
That's mad. I tell you what, nothing riles the park end more. And I'm going to say the family enclosure as well gets riled by this than the ball not being fully in the quadrant of the corner.
Yeah.
The disproportionate rage for that, like, really minor offence is incredible. It's not like that Beckham free kick where they won the league at Goodison where he moved it in about 10 yards.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's not like that. It's literally like a millimetre out, but everyone goes spare about it.
I'm still livid at that.
Outrageous, wasn't it?
He should have
Hell
stopped
of a
it.
cross, like, from where he eventually took it, but yeah.
Yeah. Bad times. Yeah. Which will lead us on to, I think, the final question from Foxy, Manager of the Year. What's your favourite Moyes good time? I enjoyed last week. A lot of recency bias in there, but Liam, as the basically adjudicator on this, does this fall into a good time period?
Yeah, good times since 1995.
Onwards, there's no cut off at the other end.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll have to review at some point. In fact, we're only called it good times because Kev wants to call it since 1995. I was like, I understand you want to take ownership of that, but I can't do that. So, good times came from the quotes. I mean, yeah, I think last week's legit. Sadly, I think even though it was a terrible game, United in the semi-final 09 is one of them for me because that brief euphoria of like we're coming back here, it was great.
Drinking crates of cheap Belgian ale in the Aldi car park, like half a mile from Wembley. Unbelievable. Like, just absolutely wiped them out of all of their alcohol.
Good stuff. That's what it's about.
That was a good one, that.
The Andy Johnson derby was a belter as well. September in the sun, twatting them 3-0. Lovely.
Yeah. That was a good time.
United 1-0. United 1-0 when Ferguson scored. Run it back one.
Yeah. That was.
I love, like, my favourite thing about playing United, and obviously that one didn't count because it was a night match. Favourite thing about playing United, and we've got this again coming up in a week or so, is early spring, low sunshine in the keeper's eyes at the street end. Everton get a corner. There is nothing more quintessentially Everton for me than that. The blue shirts, the red shirts. Apart from that time, they fucking rocked up and wore the pink shirts. Do you remember that? And we beat them 4-0. So yeah, they deserve that. As long as they're in red, we're in blue. Low sun, everyone in the Gladys streets like that. Hands over the eyes. Keeper can't see a thing. Cross in, big bullet header. Boom. That is Everton in a nutshell for me.
Yeah, we need that for the next United game, don't we?
Let's have more of that in a week or so. And by the way, absolutely, I will commit atrocities if we don't beat that United side because they are so bad.
They are awful, aren't they, Keith? They're so. For the amount of money spent as well, it's not even like I
can't understand how they're this bad.
And it was from like a relatively good starting point as well.
Yeah.
So it's not like
they are turbo Everton.
Yeah. I saw someone on Twitter put that. God, we're turning into Everton. I think Sam David replied, you're already there. It's like
Well, Matt said the other day, said last night, didn't he? Like in the last 4 years, they've somehow finished second and third.
Yeah, that's it. How's that happened?
I think
it's just an indicator.
The COVID season, didn't he? The COVID season, he finished second, didn't he? Because it was like
asterisk that. Anything about that season, massive asterisk.
Huge one.
Apart from the derby,
asterisk get out of existence, basically.
It Well, I mean, the derby needs an asterisk or a redacted, doesn't it? Yeah, I think it's a damning indictment of the league right now. The quality is terrible. I mean, you haven't even got two good teams now. You got the Reds, who are like watching them against Spurs the other night. They're back on the bags, and you've got like even City have fallen away. Arsenal are cowards. Spurs could really conceivably go down. They are that bad, and Postecoglou's like spending more time at the buffet than he is on the training ground. It's just like Chelsea sort of had flashes of good for a while, didn't they? And then they couldn't even beat Sean Dyche's Everton. So
yeah,
I think the most competitive part of the league is probably the bottom half, because they're all just shite, and it's like anyone can beat anyone because everyone's crap.
Yeah, spot on. I've got a theory on Postecoglou, actually. He was at Celtic, obviously, wasn't he? Do you reckon he's watched that Limmy video where he says, "Don't back down, double down"?
Double down.
That's just now ingrained in his head about everything. He's like, just start pointing and all that, and he's just got that in his head. He's just like, I can't, Limmy said, can't back down, sorry.
Watches BBC Scotland once, and there you go.
At some point, he'll get a run of games where he gets to play Ross County, St Mirren, and St Johnstone, and he should shoot them back up the table then. Oh, no, wait, hang on. He can't do that anymore, can he?
Got one more, actually, from Maggie. Now the Footy Manager 25 is officially cancelled. What's your second biggest video game disappointment? Dig deep, show me the traumas of your wounded youths. I think for me, because I had a Specky 128K +2 with attached tape player on the side. I think anything that was sort of made from the arcade put onto the Specky was invariably crap. At the time, it was amazing, but it just, and I think going back to those games has made me realise how bad they were and how difficult. You get like 3 lives and no continues, and it's like, that's it. So you could get dead far into a game and start again.
Yeah. So,
I mean, that shaped us. Not like this sort of woke nonsense now where you got as many continues as you want and it's dead hard to die. Don't need any of that.
Yeah.
Any bad video game experiences?
Never been really big on video games, even as a kid, not massively. So like, I mean, you could say something like getting hit with a red shell when you're about to win a race in Mario Kart was rage-inducing.
Or seeing the blue shell coming for you. Fucking hell.
Yeah. The other one was, I'm going way back here to like the days of having an Atari, playing sensible soccer, how far the ball bounced away when you hit the post. It went miles and it like immediately ended any chance of a follow-up. You hit the post and it was like, pew!
I tell you what, though, the halfway line shot on an icy pitch over the keeper.
I once scored a 40-yard diving header with Bombay Duck for takeaway 11.
Takeaway 11.
And that was the pinnacle. That was the pinnacle of my Sensi career. A 40-yard diving header from Bombay Duck.
What a game!
Like, sign him up, Moyes. Get him on. Get Duck on.
It'll be like Julio's Didier Baptiste signing. Liam, have you got any video game trauma?
I would say no trauma, because I've played loads, but because I'm crap, I don't really get like too invested in it. I love Champ Manager when I was younger, but I'd be like, I just restart. It wasn't any good. I remember I used to do this thing. Like,
one of them where you the save and restart.
Oh yeah, Control Alt Delete. Yeah, like this is my spare time. I don't want to lose. I see that on a Saturday when I go I want to win with this writing at least. I don't know. One thing this came into my mind was me and my mates went through a phase when we were in college where we play like, do you ever have the multi-tap for the PS2? We get like 5 players or whatever it was. You could have loads on. I don't know why. Do when you like sit-offs with your mates, we went through this phase where it'd be me against 4 or 5 of them, and we played it one game, then they just, because they didn't beat me for a while on Pro Evo, it kind of became a thing for a few weeks. I remember this one game, I was into Milan, And it was getting quite tense in my mate's house. And I scored a goal at 0-0. And there was just this glitch in the computer. And it just said 2-0. And they went, what? And it just went straight to 2-0. And then whilst they were kicking off, I went and got a third. And someone offered me out. It was like,
Jesus.
Someone was like, you're taking the piss. And I was like, well, that's not my fault it's gone to. Yeah, I probably should have not stole through whilst you're all fuming, but you should have been playing the game.
Snooze, you lose, man.
Yeah,
Head in the game.
Yeah. I think just on sensible soccer as well, I used to delight in just trying to maim Liverpool players.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, that followed through to FIFA and everything. Any football game, maiming Liverpool player was up there with scoring goals for me.
You'll be proud to be Les. So I haven't played football. Isn't this weird? In nearly 10 years I've been with my wife, I've not played Football Manager. The last one I played was 2015, and I met Em, and it was like I made a distinct choice of.
Yeah, I hope she appreciates this, by the way.
Yeah. She does, but I remember going on FM 2015, and I went Leicester. And you have like a look at your squads and stuff. So this is in the year 2015, and I looked in their under 23s, and there was a Barnby Joshua. So the first thing I did was find him, then release them. I was like, I know who you are. I know what stock you are. Get out my club. I made sure I find them before I released them, and the other players were kicking off. I think I did like all the negative interactions. Then I didn't even offer him a mutual termination. I was like, take the money and get out my club, you rat. I was quite proud of myself.
I'm here for that. I like the fine. Like the fine beforehand is a lovely touch.
But like literally, I hadn't bought a player. Tactic points to the coach. It was because the first thing you do, scope your squad. As soon as I saw that name, I was like, that needs addressing. That was like that's first order of business. My office.
Incredible work. Right, we will wrap it up there for this week's mailbag. That was a lot of fun. I do like to spend a Saturday morning like this. It's good. Thanks, Liam. Thanks, Keith. Thanks to everyone who sent questions in. That's been that for this week's mailbag. Up to toffees.